I think when you travel, you really push yourself and put yourself outside of your comfort zone, and it exposes you to different cultures and different ways of life, and you really get to experience things that you're not used to. I think it's definitely a personal opinion. Like, I'm sure some people would love to go, sit on a beach in an all-inclusive resort, but to really experience the culture and to really learn and to see a different way of life, if that's what you're looking for, then I think you have to backpack and choose somewhere a little off the beaten path. And so when I decided to do this trip, I was coming out to Thailand for something kind of involved with school, and kind of had to make a decision how I wanted to spend the rest of my trip. If I wanted to, maybe go to the beaches and spend time at a resort, or do something in Myanmar and see what this country. And ultimately, I just thought it would be a better experience. I thought it would be really interesting to see a place where not that many people have gone. If I wanted to sit on a beach in a resort, I could have done that in the States. I could have done that close to home. But, the point of coming out and traveling is to experience a different culture. So that's fine. I think I could pick a favorite moment. And I think usually when you travel, the best experiences or the best moments are when you're interacting with other people and really getting to see the locals in their everyday life, and getting to experience maybe what their lives are like in that country. And so I think one of my favorite moments was when we did a boat tour and we got to have lunch with one of the local families, and they spoke no English, like no English at all. And just trying to communicate with them and having them be so warm and hospitable and welcoming. And they had a little girl that we figured out was 7 years old, so we had to use our hands to, because of the language barrier, to figure out how old she was. And we were just kind of interacting with her and playing with her, and you could tell that she was so excited to see foreigners and have them in her home. And she started making some of the Tanaka cream, which is a cream that the Burmese women use on their skin for protection from the sun, but also as a cosmetic beauty application. And she was making it, and she kept on looking over at us, like trying to see if we were interested and wanted to try on the cream. And so we went over to her, and she made the cream and was putting it on our faces, and just seeing her light up and seeing her feel like she was able to share her culture with us. That was probably my favorite moment. I like that question. Because I think when you travel, the best part is learning things that are unexpected. It's when you travel, I think it's so important to keep an open mind and to kind of allow yourself to see other things and to take in other things. And I think that the most unexpected thing is you go to somewhere so far away from home, and in a place that you think is so different than your own home. And just as far as the culture and the people and everyday life, you think it's going to be so different. And I think the best part about traveling and something unexpected that you learn pretty quickly is even though you have differences in religion or food or maybe like getting around, transportation, but there's so many things really that bring us together. Like when you see families together, or you see a little kid laughing over something silly, or you see the people playing with animals, or dancing to music, you realize that we're not that different. You may be halfway across the world, but there's so many things that connect us and really do bring us together. So I think that's something unexpected that you learn. The best part about traveling, especially traveling alone, is kind of figuring things out for yourself. So maybe not giving like really specific tips, but giving advice and saying, try to have an open mind, try to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, try to maybe do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I think if you kind of have an open mind and you're accepting to different, not just local people, but other travelers and different experiences, that you'd really be surprised in what you may do and who you may meet and where you may end up. So yeah, I think my advice would just be to try to have an open mind. I guess the last thing I would say is I think traveling, it's in my opinion, it's one of the few things in life I think that really can change you as a person. Just by opening up your world and giving you a different perspective. I think it's so easy to get caught up in everyday life and work and or school or money and daily stress, but I think when you travel and you see other people's ways of life and you meet other people and experience different things, I think it truly changes your perspective, and it could change things for your whole life, not just temporarily. So yes. Goodbye. Thank you.